Hey y'all, yet again. Today is June 14th, 2010. The time here in Singapore is about 1:15, which of course means is about 1:15 in the morning back in North Carolina. So, want to talk to y'all today about my homestay that we had this past weekend. We spent the weekend with a Singaporean family and we stayed in their house and did things with them. So I was with two girls, and the three of us stayed in a Singaporean home, and it was truly a learning experience. I ours wasn't as uniquely different and all that as opposed to everyone else's because other people they went all these places that are off the beaten path and we went to a whole bunch of touristy places. Honestly, we did. But it was good because these were places that we hadn't been. Um, we ate lunch when we first got with them. We got brunch because it was so late at what's called a hawker center, which is an unair conditioned, humongous food court, and it has probably about 50 stalls. It's absolutely huge. It's bigger than any mall you can think of. It's bigger than any mall's food court that you can think of. And they just have all sorts of food and drinks and fruit and all that stuff. So that was really nice. It was the first time we ate at well, the second time I ate at a true hawker center. So that was good. After that we went to the shopping district, which is called Orchard Road. And Orchard Road is a road is about 2 kilometers, and that's probably about a mile and a half, mile and maybe 2/3, something like that. Not really sure, but it's at least a mile. And it's full of shopping. Shopping the whole way down from start to finish. It's all shopping, and it's all geared towards tourists. And so they have the Armani's, the Gucci's, the Pradas, the Louis Vuittons, and all that. We went into one mall, as a matter of fact. The bottom of the mall has all the regular clothing stores, and the top of the mall has the most expensive stores. So as you went up each floor, about 4 floors, as you went up each floor, the number of people on each floor decreased, which I thought was very funny. And when we got to the top store, hardly anyone was there. And we walked around and looked in the shops and window shopped, and they knew we weren't going to buy anything. I just felt so much like a window shopper. But it is what it is. And it was fun. It was fun. After that, we went to, I guess what would be called downtown, to the Merlion. The Merlion is the kind of mascot for Singapore, kind of like the bald eagle is for the U.S. The merlion is supposed to be a mix between a fish and a lion. It has the head of a fish and the body, I think, of a lion, and it's in the water, kind of sort. It's on the edge, so it spews out water out the mouth back into the bay. So we took pictures about that, and that was really nice and colorful. We took pictures in front of the downtown building, and that was good. But the next day, Sunday, this gets into more why I am centering the title around me feeling like a country bumpkin because we had breakfast with the family at their house. They ate out a lot during this time because they're in the midst of renovating their kitchen, so we didn't really have home cooked meal. But it was okay. It was fine. It didn't bother me not one bit. So we had food and we ate, and of course it was all very authentic to Asia because we learned that nothing's really Singaporean. Everything comes from someplace else. So there's nothing authentically Singaporean, period, for all intents and purposes. There's nothing authentically Singaporean. So this was all probably Malay food, Chinese food, stuff like that. And we ate it, and it was good. What I ate was really good. And I tried some things, but there's one thing that the mother wanted us to try, and it was called an egg tart. And so imagine like a little tart about like this that you get someplace, but it's filled with like creamy egg. And I really didn't want to try. I knew I wouldn't like it because I don't like eggs anyway. I knew I wouldn't like it, but I said I'd try it, and I wanted to just take half. And it's kind of funny because I only want to take half of it because I knew I wouldn't like it, and I didn't want to eat it, take one and not eat the whole thing. So I said, well, I'll just take half of it. And she said, no, 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 take the whole thing, take the whole thing. And the girl next to me said, well, no, I'll split it with you. And I said, oh, perfect. And she told her, no, don't split it, take the whole thing. So we were both forced to take an entire egg tart. And I took one bite of it and I put it back down. And it tasted just like I thought, like egg. But I'm still glad that I tried it. Then to add to this, later on, well, actually after that, we went to East Coast Park, which was a park with a man-made beach. It was very, it it felt like a beach, but kind of sort of, but it was very dirty. And being from North Carolina, our beaches are fairly clean. It's funny because we think of them as being dirty because over time people dump things and people aren't as courteous as they were at one time. So 20 years ago, the beaches are much cleaner than they are now. But still, the dirtiest beach in North Carolina is nothing compared to East Coast Park. I mean, I saw potato chip bags, little plastic tops that you put on your sodas at McDonald's floating up on the water, and the beach itself was like this wide from the grass to the ocean. I mean, it was cool to go to a beach that was not on the Atlantic Ocean. So that was really interesting. After that, we went to go get lunch, and we tasted the famous or infamous, whichever word you want to use, durian fruit. It is a tropical fruit that is very famous here in Singapore. But it has such a distinct smell. Many people think it's really nasty. But it's such a distinct smell that it's not allowed on the train, it's not allowed on the plane, it's not allowed on the bus. Many hotels don't allow it. It's really, if you buy it, you got to eat it there because no one's going to allow you to take it. And if you put it in your car, it's going to stink up your car. All you have to do is just touch it just like that, and the smell's immediately on your hands. So we tasted it, and I knew I wanted to taste it, but I didn't really want to taste it on my own dollar. So I'm glad that the parents of our host graciously paid for it, and we tried it, and we did not like it. None of the three of us liked it at all. It tasted really, really, really bad. But once again, I'm still glad that I tasted it. But after that, they gave us all coconut juice in the coconuts. So it's full of coconut, and they had the juice inside, just like on the cartoons. So I felt like I was in the middle of a cartoon. But I didn't like that either. And this is getting back to the whole country bumpkin part because I just feel like I'm a very simple eater, and I didn't like anything that they were trying to feed to me. And I felt bad about it because everyone else was drinking it, including the two girls I was with. They were drinking it, eating. They liked it, except for the durian. They liked it and stuff like that. But I didn't, and I just felt so stuck with my rice and chicken. And yeah, I'm trying to try new things, but everyone else is trying new things and they like them. I try new things and I hate them. So I feel kind of southern, like this southern boy that ain't been nowhere, kind of sorta. But it is what it is, but I'm still grateful for the opportunity to try these new things. And after we ate the durians, we went to the Hawker Center to eat satay. Satay is you can pieces of pork or chicken on a stick, and you dip it in this peanut sauce, and you eat it. So I've been wanting to try that since I got here, and I'm glad that I got to try it. So overall, it was really good, but my time is drawing near yet again. But if you watch part two of this entry, I'll talk about the things that I learned, the things that were actually that I could compare to America, because there are a lot of comparisons that I made between a Singaporean family and an American family, which I guess was the purpose of this homestay. So I'll be back, and just, you can see what I learned. Talk to y'all later.